Let me take a minute to thank all the fans that traveled to Sequoia last week to support the Highlanders. Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, in just a few moments, we will have the playing of our national anthem by the Highlander Marching Band. In preparation, I invite you to stand. Tonight, in support of and with prayer for all Americans who have served and are serving in the military, we will pay tribute with a flyover by Rocky Top Warbirds. Flight leader Danny King, followed by J.T. Arnold, Rit Will, Vic Barrett. But now please join me as we bow our heads in reverence to God. Dear Lord, we thank you for these sacred moments when we have an opportunity to unite as one in prayer. Thank you for all your blessings, and forgive us for our sins that block any blessings you have planned for us. We do pray for our country tonight. We pray for peace on earth. We pray for the men and women who have sacrificed and those who are sacrificing today as we seek this peace, as we defend our liberty and the liberty of others who long for freedom. We pay homage to the men and women who put their lives on the line so that we and other nations might enjoy the privilege we experience this evening. We salute the pride, the honor, and the unity that are embraced by our military as they stand up for all of us. And Lord, this evening, we offer a special prayer for longtime GP supporter Bruce Reagan and his family, as Bruce at this very moment is undergoing dire physical challenges. And as we focus in on tonight's football game, we recognize that this experience is something that we might often take for granted. The privilege to congregate in a beautiful setting, the privilege to play a game, the privilege to compete. But we are indeed thankful that two high schools do have the freedom to come together in a positive atmosphere such as this. We look forward to a hard-hitting, hard-nosed football game that represents what competitive sports are all about. And we anticipate a game that upholds the very essence of good sportsmanship on the parts of participants and spectators alike. In the name of our Lord, we do pray and we do pause for a moment of silence. And now, prior to the national anthem, prior to the flyover, we do pray, Amen.
Hello, football fans. Mike Hell along with Rob Younger from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School to bring you tonight's matchup between the Black Knights of Chucky Doak and your Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders. Captains are meeting at the middle of the field. Looks like GP has won the toss and has elected to defer. Rob, great to be back at home. Highlanders, big win last week down at Sequoia after getting down 14-0.
And, Mike, that's been the talk of the town. Everybody was really excited about the big win at Sequoia. GP got challenged a little bit, got down. They played well, came from behind, had a huge win. Everybody's excited. It's another beautiful Friday night in East Tennessee at the Hammonds Field here in Gatlinburg. A lot of school spirit, big crowd on hand, getting ready for a region football game.
First region game, as you said, Rob. Gatlinburg-Pittman 2-0 on the season with wins over Tellico Plains and Sequoia last week. Chucky Doak coming in 0-2, losers to Unaka 13-7, and Claiborne County 12-6. So, Rob, I know that a new coach for them, Ben Murphy, he's got them going a little bit. They lost their first two games, but I'm sure we're going to see a much improved Chucky Doak football team. And, of course, the teams on our schedule, overall 6 new coaches this year.
Mike, we talked about that before season started, and really, Mike, overall our region is not real strong this year. When you look at the power ratings that came out this week, West Green, North Green on the very bottom of the pile, Chucky Doak, Cumberland Gap not very far ahead of them. But you're right, new coach, new attitude, and they did play Claiborne County to a touchdown. So maybe a much improved Chucky Doak team, but just watching them in warm-ups, Mike, I just don't think that they match up with our talent, and I certainly don't match up with our coaching.
Kicking off for the Black Knights of Chucky Doak from up at Greene County, number 6, Travis Watson, standing deep at the GP 15-yard line. In the center, number 7, the senior Chase Young, flanked by 2 other seniors. To his left, Bo Owings, number 10, and to his right, number 32, Bo Dyer.
All 3 kids that had huge games the first 2 games of the season.
So we're ready to go here from Hammondsville, home of the Mountain Thicket from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. Kick is going to settle down to Dyer at the 12-yard line. Still on his feet, breaks outside. Rob, he may go all the way. He will go all the way, Rob. Number 10 is not going to catch it. Come on, Bo, kicking gear. Oh, tripped up inside the 15 at the 14. Rob, that kid had a little more speed than I thought he had, but a great return by Dyer to set GP up in good field position.
And, Mike, I've been waiting on Bo Dyer to break one all year. He's had a great season. He's our leading rusher, but the longest carry from scrimmage he has 29 yards, and I've been waiting for him to break a long one. He's got great speed, great running back.
GP, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of the Black Knights. Hash mark left. I formation. Owens split to the right for the Highlanders. Dyer on the carry, trying to get to the corner. Where is he? Touchdown, Bo Dyer, 14-yard scamper, first offensive play for the Highlanders to go up on top.
Mike, obviously Chucky Doak not nearly as physical as we are, but when you look at the replay of that, you're going to see a great block by number 76, Corey Nichols. And, of course, Bo Dyer, once he got the ball, did a good job of reading Corey's block and, of course, did a great job getting it in the end zone.
Robertson the snap, Ogle to hold, Pitzer to kick. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So here with 20 seconds into the ball game, Rob, Highlanders all over Chucky Doak, 7-0.
And, Mike, one thing, and Coach Hammonds even mentioned it in his scouting report, don't play down to the level of talent and the level of play at Chucky Doak. And, as you get a look at the replay here, you're going to see number 76, Corey Nichols, pulling from his right guard spot. And one thing he did, Mike, he was just kind of stayed with his block, did a good job getting down the line of scrimmage.
Rob, I think, according to, of course, we get all types of information and everything, but I know that Chucky Doak really, I know their head coach Ben Murphy really had focused all week about stopping Bo Dyer because, they consider him the guy in the GP offense. But, if you read today's paper, Coach Hammond Hammond's very proud of this football team because, he said, hey, we got a lot of playmakers.
And that's one thing, and I was proud of Coach Hammond's last week and his offensive coaching staff, because one thing they did, Mike, they had a lot of people during the game touch the football. We had 4 receivers that had receptions. We had 3 guys that had great rushing nights, and of course the quarterback, Taylor Ogle, got to mix it up a little bit. So we do have a lot of weapons on offense.
Matthew Pitzer to kick off for the Highlanders. Good kick down to the 6-yard line. That's Johnson on return. Still on his feet. Finally brought down by a host of Highlanders at the 27-yard line. So Chucky Doak set to start their first series of the night's ballgame.
Kind of getting back to what we were talking about, Mike, in the scouting report, he said don't play down to their level of play. And one thing, and when you look at some of our region games, West Green, North Green, Chucky Doak, and some of our non-region opponents, Mike, it's not, they don't have great football teams this year, and it's going to be a challenge to get those kids to play hard, stay focused, and be sharp playing against those teams for a whole football game.
Number 5, Dustin Hope, the quarterback for Chucky Doak. I formation, pro set. 1st and 10, drops, looks, wants to throw the football. They're going to try to go deep, and that ball is going to be picked off right there by number 7, Chase Young. There's a flag down, Rob. This may be coming back. That's some type of interference on someone right there.
Well, Mike, when there was contact between Taylor Ogle and the receiver, and I'm not sure if they're going to call offensive or defensive interference, but there was contact while the ball was in the air.
Let's see what the call is here. That could have easily just have been offensive interference. But no, Rob, yes, offensive interference, decline. Well, right there, Rob, good, the receiver trying to play defensive back right there. He just sort of pushed off right there on T.O. right there. Young, good position right there, and returns it down to the Chucky Doak 29-yard line. Tight end left, that's Sutton. Young split to the right. LF formation for GP on 1st and 10. Trap inside right there. That's Matt Robertson. Oh, tripped up right there. Nice gain of about 5 yards down to the 24-yard line. Rob, that was a touchdown-saving tackle right
and it
there.
was, and Matt Robertson has the speed once he breaks it through to take it all the way to the house. As you look at the replay, Mike, just a good trap block by your left guard right there. And one thing that Robertson did, he waited on his trap block to get there. Just great timing, good offensive line play.
Robertson only, 5 carries on the year, Rob, but he's already picked up 93 yards, 18.6-yard average. 2nd down, 5, GP. The blue and gold. Dyer, left side. Still on his feet, cuts back inside the 20, down to the 19, close to another GP first down. Maybe going to be a little short there.
Mike, I think this is one of the most versatile football teams we've had in a long time. When you look at, and I think it was an emphasis of the coaching staff after last season, they wanted to be a leaner football team, be a quicker, faster football team. Across the board, we're as strong as we've ever been, but we're leaner, quicker. But the skill positions, all the running backs and receivers are really multifaceted football players.
3rd and 1, Highlanders. Ogle looks. He has Owens on the look in, and Owens is going to, that little burst of speed right there, Rob, for a 19-yard touchdown scamper.
Bobby Owens' son, Bo Owens, Mike, perfect pattern. Of course, his dad was a great football player here at GP, but that was just a perfect look in, got right between the 2 defenders, perfect ball placement by the quarterback, and like you said, great acceleration to kind of shoot the gap and get into the touchdown.
Actually, that's a 20-yard reception, Rob. I said 19. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So here with 10:04 remaining in the first quarter from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School, it's the Highlanders 14, Chucky Doak, the Black Knights, nothing. Of course, Rob, next week, hey, what a football week. Pigeon Forge High School comes to town. It's Pigeon Forge GP week and also Tennessee, Florida week. You talk about if you like any kind of football, you're going to be pumped all week next week. And,
here's a good look at the replay. You watch Taylor Ogle, perfect steps, perfect technique. And, one thing I like about watching Taylor Ogle play, he is really a true quarterback. He's 6'4", 175 pounds, has great technique. But he's one of those guys, Mike, he throws a good football, places it, has good touch on the short ball, can throw the deep ball. But he's almost kind of like when you watch some of these NFL quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, he's kind of throwing the football down. The trajectory is from top to bottom. and it really makes getting the interception difficult, but just good ball placement.
Hey, if I was 6'4", I could throw the football down too. That's one good thing about being a tall quarterback, Rob. It's not like you got to throw over tall linemen.
But he is tall, but at the same time, he still has good technique. And you watch him going back in his drop. He's got the ball up there on his shoulders, ready to get into his throwing motion.
The pitcher's kick is going to settle down at the 11-yard line, picked up by Smith right there. And Smith maybe back up to the 25, maybe 26-yard line. Chucky Doak set to start out the second possession of the night's ball game. Remember, you can see the replay of this broadcast on Saturday mornings at 11, Monday nights at 7, and Wednesday nights at 7 on Channel 4, the PEG channel, downtown Gatlinburg. Good to be back, Rob, at home this week. Good to be with you, Marty Nicely, Kevin Tierney, Randall Bryan back in the booth with us this week, along with security, Chris Bryan. So we got a full house tonight. On snap count, looks like number 53, Michael Hassel, may have jumped right there. Of course, Rob talking about the defensive end position for the Highlanders. Number 3 man off the bench, injured last week, Kyle Horner with that broken collarbone. Haven't talked to the coaches this week. You know, he was the number 3 guy coming in, whether it's left side or right side. We'll just have to look and see who comes into that position tonight. 1st and 5, Black Knights. A little trap up the center right there. Pickup of about 3 up close to the 34-yard line.
And, Mike, when you look at that football play right there, I think Coach Hammond said it all during the coin toss. He's doing game day captains, and the captains for tonight's game were the 2 defensive tackles, number 77, Alfonso Ellman, and number 61, Michael Doak. And you see both of those guys right there playing the A-gaps, and both of them were in on that tackle.
Rob, actually, it's Adolfo.
Adolfo.
My pen got away from me the other day. 2nd down, 2. Black Knights, a little crossbuck inside right there. Miscommunication right there on the handoff. And quarterback's going to have to hang on to it, and he's going to lose a couple back to the 31-yard line.
You know, another thing, you look at those defensive linemen. We got number 53, Michael Hauser, Adolfo Ellman, Michael Doak, and Zach Sutton playing the defensive end spot. And we had Kyle Horner. We got Elijah Casey rotating in with the tackles. That is a very good front 4. And one thing that it's done when you look at the stats and you look how many tackles the linebackers has, I'm sure those guys up front want to get sacks. They want to get stats. But really what they're doing is they're stopping that offensive charge right there on the line of scrimmage, letting our really quick linebackers run and make the tackles.
Hope, shotgun formation, Rose to the right. Wants to run with it. Now he's going to throw with it. That ball's going to be complete right there. And Rob, can Robertson catch him? I don't think so. Touchdown, Black Knights. Rob, sort of an odd play right there. You know, sprint out right, wanted to tuck it and run, wanted to pull up, throw, tuck it and run, but then he did throw the football. And a long TD pass for the Black Knights.
You know, great football play. You can't take anything away from Chucky Doak, Black Knights, but it looked like number 33, Joey Green, was really putting pressure on. But as he was in pursuit of the quarterback, he took the back door on a blocker and let that quarterback get a few steps ahead of him, just enough time to get rid of the football. And I'm not so sure that the defensive back didn't think we were getting ready to get a sack and kind of let up a little bit. But great play by Chucky Doak.
Okay, Watson to attempt a PAT. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So here with 8:29 remaining in the first quarter, it's 14-7. The Highlanders on top of the Black Knights. Of course, last week in region play, Chucky Doak losers to Claiborne County 12-6. Comer and Gap had an open date. Daniel Boone over South Green 28-7 as we watch the replay here, Rob. Rose out, wants to run, backs up, wants to run, pulls up, throws the football.
just a pretty good football team. Number 3 is their best football player on the team.
Terrell Harrison.
And he's their kickoff return guy. And they try to get the ball to him as much as they can.
Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman over Sequoia 42-21 last week. Knoxville Grace over North Green 63-0. Unicorn County over Happy Valley 8-5. And Cloudland over West Green 22-7. Rob, good crowd on hand here. Now, a little slow coming in here. Of course, Rob, you know, a little warm out tonight. A lot of people don't like to get out there and sit in the heat unless you have to.
Big crowd on hand, including my 11-month-old daughter, Brady.
Hey, it's about birthday time at your house. I heard you had a nice little McDonald's play set. Makes a little music. Hey, what you going to get for that first birthday? You never know. All right, Watson to kick off right here. See if he kicks away from Dyer. He does. It's going to be Owens at the 13-yard line. Owens can't quite get much running room. Brought down at the 28-yard line.
You know, I was looking at Bo Owens there on the return. It's got him listed, Mike. He's a 6 foot, 165-pound senior, but he really looks a lot bigger than that in uniform and out on the field. And I remember when he was a little kid how much he used to do the running and the biking and the long distance endurance races and stuff with his dad. But
a little triathlon.
Triathlon, yeah. But he's really turned into a good ball player for us.
Hagan Sims splits out to the left side. Sutton tight end as GP goes into that power slot right set on 1st and 10 at the 28. Little fake inside at the Pitzer on the inside 091 play, a couple yards out to the 30-yard line. Of course, this week in region play, Chucky Doak, of course, here at Gatlinburg-Pittman, Happy Valley at West Green, Kings Academy at North Green, and South Green at Cumberland Gap. Rob, short week. These 4-day school weeks are great. Of course, you had back-to-back overnight trips at the Environmental Center.
4 great days in the woods.
Yep, not too bad of weather.
Had Warewood Elementary School out there for 2 classes for 4 days. Got a great time.
Young to the left, Owens to the right. 2nd down, 8 Highlanders. Ogle drops. A little draw right there. It's Dyer trying to get to the corner. Cuts back inside, still on his feet. Still going right there. Finally hammered down for a loss back at the 28-yard line. Chucky Doak playing a little more Rob-inspired defense after that touchdown to get him back within 7.
You know, it's been a long time since we've really been a good draw team. And, of course, with Taylor Ogle now throwing the ball a little bit, you know, you throw the ball a few times every series, and you make him think it's a passing situation. That play's going to work.
Third down, 9 Highlanders. Still in the I formation. Ogle, the quarterback, drops, looks. Going deep downfield to Young. That ball's going to be, almost caught there at the 33-yard line. Rob, just about 2 more inches.
And I don't know if there might have just been a tiny little bit of contact right there, and for some reason he slowed his route down. Mike, that was a pretty well-thrown football. Maybe just overthrew him just a little bit.
Just a tad there.
You know, thing about being a high school quarterback and you go to practice and you got 8 or 10 guys that you're throwing to, you know, it's not like in college and the NFL where everybody runs fast, everybody runs the same route. You know, you got to adjust your throw to the receiver. So a lot of times you just can't throw to a spot.
Pitzer on to punt for the Highlanders, and his kick is going to roll out of bounds at the 28-yard line. 44 yards on the punt for the Highlanders. Rob, a little interesting pregame meal today for the Highlander football team. The girls soccer team was hosting a spaghetti dinner here before the game tonight, and they fed the team at 3:30 today. Great gesture by the Highlander girls soccer team.
Wanted to get that team little carb loading.
Of course, I'm sure when you coached in Italy, you probably had your guys eat spaghetti for.
That's all we had.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. That's Holt on the carry right there, and also it looks like the Highlanders going to get flagged with a face mask there, Rob.
Double Elvin on the tackle. We got a flag. Holt on the keeper.
It appears from this vantage point here.
We got a face mask.
It's just going to be a 5-yard incidental face mask, Rob.
Mike, beautiful. The school, the campus, the community center, everything looks beautiful up on the hill. It's a great time of the year. You drive around, you look at our track, at our Little League fields. Never seen those fields in as good a shape as they're in. And considering the drought that we've had, and Coach Hammonds doesn't water this field, everything just really, really looks good.
1st and 10 at the 42 for the Black Knights, our visiting friends from Greene County. Little trap inside there. Maybe a couple up close to the 44-yard line. Maybe they're going to spot it at the 43.
And we were talking about the field before the game, and of course we have some guys that come in and help, and longtime helpers Bon Ogle and Frank Moore have done a great job lining off the field for years. But now that Lee Hammonds is the head coach at Pigeon Forge High School, he's the guy that always painted the helmet in the middle of the field. And I think what we had to do this year, we had to go to the art department and recruit, and we got a girl who's a senior, and I think, Mike, her name is Jenny Pink.
That is correct.
And she just did
Jones Cove girl.
Jones Cove girl just did a beautiful job getting the helmet painted in the middle of the field.
Second down, 8, Black Knights. Option again, right side. That's a quarterback hold on the keeper. He's going to get across midfield down to the 48-yard line. And from here, Rob, it looks like it's going to be a Black Knight first down. As you look at the replay here.
And I tell you what, Mike, that's just a quarterback. I mean, he just rode that dive forever and just held on to the football to see what was going to happen there. And our two defensive tackles, of course, took dive, and he just kind of pulled it out and went behind the pursuit.
Of course, we have our excellent chain gang on the field tonight. It looks like a couple of them have forgot their shirts, and it looks like crew chief Dickie Hickam will probably bring down some penalties this week. Trap inside again right there. Nice run down to the 42-yard line.
Michael Doak getting up limping. One thing, Mike, when you see that trap, you just when your guard pulls, you got to run with it. And those inside linebackers are seeing those guards pull. You just got to run and meet it, because that's where the football is going to go. See number 58, Elijah Casey, coming in for Michael Doak. Add a little quickness to the defensive line.
Elijah's 6'1", 220, sophomore. Looked like that was probably illegal procedure against the Black Knights from Chucky Doak. Gatlinburg-Pittman 2-0 on the season. Chucky Doak 0-2. The first region game for both ball clubs tonight. Of course, GP at home next Friday night, 7:30, hosting the visiting Pigeon Forge Tigers from down below the tunnel. Second down, 10, Black Knights. A little crossbuck right there, not much right there. Nice tackle along the way by number 44, Matthew Pitzer. Rob, I know, a couple offensive plays there. Some of the backside linemen are releasing downfield, but they're not blocking any linebackers.
And you know what, Mike, when you watch a high school football game, the guy that's going to make 7 out of 10 tackles on any football play is the backside linebacker, and that's one of the reasons. Plus, he's just got a great view of things, and he's running to the football untouched. And that was a classic example right there.
Gain of 1 on a play, 3rd and 9, Chucky Doak. Holt, shotgun formation. Looks. Has a man in the flat. That's complete right there. Almost picked off right there by Dyer, but it's going to be a Black Knight first down at the GP 32-yard line. Rob, I thought that was going to be 6.
I did too. Great football play by Chucky Doak. Bo Dyer did a good job reading the play. Got a good drop from his outside linebacker spot. Gambled and missed. And that was what he did. He sent the twins in just flag routes and a short out, and then the running back out of the backfield, a good pass, lobbed it over the shoulder.
1st and 10, Chucky Doak. Hope keeps after the fake inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line of the Highlanders. A pickup of 7 for Chucky Doak.
Mike, you watch that play right there, and again, it's just the quarterback riding the ball and pulling it out and cutting it up. Those two defensive tackles, they're in there, they're in the A-gaps, they're taking the dive back. Somebody's got to be responsible for the quarterback.
.235 clock running here in the first quarter. GP on top, 14-7. Rob, that's going to be another Chucky Doak first down. They're really sort of taking it at the Highlanders right now.
You know, one thing, Chuck, physically, they're not as good as we are up front, but Mike, but you look at them, those guys they're coming out pretty low, making some blocks on the line of scrimmage, and our linebackers, Mike, are not making the play running forward toward the line of scrimmage.
So it's 1st and 10, Chucky Doak, ball at the 20-yard line of the Highlanders. Mike Helong's Rob Younger from Hammondsville, Gatlinburg-Pittman High School, in the heart of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Tight end left, wing right for the Black Knights. Not much here. We'll call it maybe a gain of a half a yard. 3rd down 9 for Chucky Doak. Of course, Rob, big congratulations last week to your Dyer County Choctaws, big winners over Liberty Magna, 27-7.
They will have a tough night tonight. Huntington, one of the better 3A football programs in the state, will be driving through the cotton fields and the bean fields to try to find the stadium over there in Dyer County.
Let's see what Houghton Company does here on 3rd down. Option right side. You know, he's really riding that dive man a long time, Rob. I really think that's what's been giving him a lot of success in this drive here. But that time, Hauser, I think he tackled both guys.
I think he did too. But one thing that one of those linebackers, Bo Dyer, Pitzer, or Green, somebody's just going to have to get a beat on that quarterback and just go ahead and hit him. When he's riding that, just get penetration and just go ahead and hit the quarterback. Because Mike, he is not pulling it out and continuing down the line of scrimmage. He's pulling it out and cutting it up behind the dive back. Kind of over pursuing the football.
Play clock down to 5 seconds. Chucky Doak is going to have to hurry to get this one off right here. And I think he did get a timeout here before time did expire. So timeout on the field here, Rob, with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It'd be 3rd down 9, Chucky Doak, as they use their first timeout of the ball game. Rob, speaking of football, what about the big Appy State win over Michigan last week?
Mike, huge win, not just for Appy State, but for the Southern Conference and 1-2A football. And an embarrassing loss for Big Ten and obviously Michigan.
Of course, you know, saw Chip Miller this week. You know,
I've been trying to hide from Chip all week. I hope I don't see him.
Heard him on a couple of radio talk shows. He called in. There's, you know, sort of, you know, how'd this happen, this and that, and he called in and responded. But big week for Chip and his wife Jennifer, both graduates of Appy State. Of course, you know, Chip, All-American defensive end over there back in the early 90s.
One of the best players that we've ever had here at Gatlinburg-Pittman.
Of course,
I'm sure he probably called Eric and Philip Brackens.
Yeah,
rubbed it in a little bit.
Ex-sport writer, sports editor for the Mountain Press, Jim Davis, he's been in hiding all week. Him being a Michigan graduate. Hope shotgun formation. Rose looks, and now he's going to be sacked by who? Number 32, Bo Dyer, the senior linebacker for the Highlanders.
And Mike, I'm not sure what kind of call Coach Neil Estes had there, but that's what I would do. I would put one of your linebackers and just kind of put him on a spy technique and say, look, wherever the quarterback goes, you've got him. See number big 61, Michael Dodig, helping out. And
that's going to be the end of the quarter, Rob. It will be 4th and 16 for the Black Knights here as we change ends of the field.
Mike, it's great to be part of the broadcast crew here and part of the Highlander family. And, of course, the Highlanders are coached by head coach Benny Hammonds in his 36th season, coaching football of the 270 and 120 record. There's a good look at the stands. And
there's Miss Brady right there.
Oh.
She got a little orange jersey on, Rob. Is that in honor of UT or your Dyer County Choctaws? You know, you think about when you have a youngster that young, you come to an event like this, you find babysitters.
Yeah, Jennifer's resting her back right there. She's just passing her around the crowd. Of course, Mike, that's my father-in-law and my uncle behind Jennifer there. I've been telling these guys, John Broom and Jim Cawthorn, I've been telling, I said that they love football. You know, they lived in Tampa, Florida. They had season tickets to the Bucks game. I said, guys, if you really want to see a class football program, a great atmosphere, a great school. Come out to a GP football game.
Chucky Doak to attempt a 42-yard field goal. Snap is down, kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good.
Wow.
So Chucky Doak, 42-yard field goal. Rob, I was watching him in warm-ups right there on extra points. Not much leg on it right there, but he nailed that baby home right there.
I wonder if that's the longest field goal ever kicked in this stadium.
No, not in this stadium, but probably in the history of Chucky Doak. You can't tell. So here with 11:54, Chucky Doak cuts the score to 14-10.
You know, I just watching them during warm-ups, Mike, and everybody's talking about new coach and a little spark and an improved ball team and talking about them playing Claiborne County to a touchdown. Watching them in warm-ups, I really wasn't impressed, and I thought they were going to be pretty bad. And I think we'll still end up blowing them out. But hey, they're giving us a little football game right here. And I'll tell you something else they did in warm-ups that I've never seen. I've been involved in football since 1974. And I have never seen a team practice kickoff in pregame warm-ups.
Coverage.
Kickoff coverage.
All right, here we go. Watson to kick off. It's going to settle down to not picked up yet. Finally by Dyer at the 14-yard line. Oh, what a move right there. Still on his feet. Twisting, turning. Nice return by Dyer up to the 36-yard line.
And you got to love that about Bo Dyer. He's really a tremendous athlete, and he's just a lean, tough kid, tough as a pine knot. And Mike, he just won't go down. And he does a good job getting the ball on the corner, running the ball between the tackles. Anything you ask him to do, kickoff returns. But he's just not going to let that first guy bring him down. You can't arm tackle him. You can't grab his jersey and pull him down. That's just determination.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. GP on top of the Black Knights, 14-10. Pitzer sweep right side. Great block right there, but, sort of cut down Pitzer right there too, Rob. I don't know. In fact, I thought Pitzer had something going out there.
And Mike, was that just the crackback block that blocked that guy into Pitzer?
Yeah.
I
think it's Jeffrey Janey coming back right there, and a heck of a block right there. That'll make you highlight film, but hopefully Pitcher's all right here. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down 2, Highlanders.
Over.
Ogle's pass intended for the sprinting Chase Young, overthrown there. That'll bring up 3rd down and 14.
Well, Mike, going back to that previous play, we just got to hope that Pitcher maybe just has a thigh bruise. I hope it's not a knee or an ankle issue. It was great effort by Jeffrey Janey and a big lick. I don't know, Mike, if that guy gets so far across the line of scrimmage into your backfield, do you go ahead and try to execute that crackback block? Or
when you got a shot on the guy,
yeah, you just go ahead and take it. That's
Young to the left, Owens to the right. Ogle, draw, fake draw, screen left. That's Robertson. He's got some running room. Still on his feet, twisting, turning. He's got a Highlander 1st down. Rob, he got all that on his own right there.
He did, and Mike,
we had 3 guys run by 1 guy.
I have never seen a screen pass set up so beautifully. Great execution. They got out there in time. Quarterback made a nice touch throw. Robertson did a great job. Mike, you got 3 offensive linemen, and you know me, I'm never going to criticize an offensive lineman, but we got 3 guys, and they run right. You never run past an odd-colored jersey. He ran right through 3 men, or we would have had a touchdown.
1st and 10 at the GP 48-yard line. Tight end right. Dyer, left side, hammered hard by the Black Knights.
You know what? When you look at, sometimes kids get so wrapped up, you draw up a play on the chalkboard, and you go, okay, you pull, and you're going to pick up this run support, you're going to pick up the safety filling the alley, you're going to pick up the linebacker chasing the ball. But then you get out there, and it never is like it's drawn up on the chalkboard. And if you go downfield with tunnel vision, just looking at one man to pick out, you're going to miss a guy. So you just can't run past an odd-colored jersey.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down 11 for GP. course, Rob, Chucky Doak really starting to move to the football now. Look for GP to come back with some type of counter. This may be the flat pass to the right side. How about the old off-tackle play there? And that's another loss as Dyer goes down. A loss of 4 on a play. It'll bring up 3rd down, 15 for the Highlanders.
And Mike, if you look at a replay right there of that football play, you're just going to see Chucky Doak's defensive lineman on the side to the strong side. Look, you got 3 guys getting penetration. You got 3 guys 1.5 yards deep in our backfield. And you know, we're trying to get the ball on the edge right there. It's not going to work.
There's a flood pass to the right side. Ogle being pressured, has a man out there. That's number 8 right there. Number Corey Jenkins on the reception there. And from this vantage point, Rob, it looks like he's going about maybe 2 yards, a yard, maybe 2 yards short. Let's see what Coach Benny Hammonds elects to do here on 4th down. Nice touch on the throw by Ogle.
You know, one thing he can do is he does have good touch for a big, strong-arm quarterback. He has touch on the short ball. But if he knows there's a crowd there, he does a good job of placing the ball where it's even a reception or an incompletion.
Okay, timeout on the field here, Rob. I think we're going to have to take the chains all the way across. This was a great opportunity to look at that chain crew going out there. Of course, going out there on the right there, you got Kenny Maples, and on the left, Mike Leatherwood. Members of the GP chain crew. Of course, here on the sideline, you still got the guy with the down marker. That's Jerry McCarter. And of course, you know, Dwight Maples, he's the clip guy. You know, he's the clip guy is eventually becomes the crew chief.
He'll move up when Dickey moves out. He'll take Dickey's spot. Of course, Dickey's got the eye on him, but I guarantee you, Dwight McCarter's running things down there on the field.
You guess they communicate with walkie-talkies or something, or can't tell. All right, GP is going to be about a yard short on, so it'll be about 4th and 1 for the Highlanders. Ball at the 43-yard line here with 9:05 remaining in the first quarter from Hammonds Field. GP on top, 14-10. First region game for both ball clubs. Rob, what do you think? Right here, just power football here?
I think it's just going to be, got a full house backfield, Mike. I'd say it's just going to be a wham 3 and just.
Dyer on the corner. Cuts back inside. He's got the first down there.
Mike, the play was called wham 3, full house backfield, and just running straight ahead. But Bo Dyer made that play
on his own.
Bo Dyer picked up the first down, about a 19-yard carry.
Rob, good to be back up in our the confines of our friendly press box here after broadcasting last week.
From the back of an F-150.
Which wasn't bad.
Well, it's great.
Wasn't bad at all.
Closer to the 23.
It's like Kevin told us. He said, boys, get in the truck.
And Rob, it looks like we may have to put some more binoculars in our budget next year. GP shifting around a little bit there on offense now. That's Jenkins again on the carry. Tripped up for, we'll call it no gain on the play. Maybe one. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 9 here with 8:13 remaining in the second quarter from Hammonds Field. Of course, remember at halftime, great performance by the GP Highlander Marching Band under the direction of Ron Hicks, assisted by Mark Harrell. And, of course, I'm sure that if it was like the first home game, probably the dance team will perform.
Great performance.
And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people going to the concession stand, too. We hit that pretty hard pregame. Dyer, toss sweep right side, cuts back inside. Now outside, trying to get to the corner. How about a touchdown? No, they're going to say he stepped out at about the 2-yard line, maybe 3.
Mike, great block out there on the corner. I'm not sure who it was. It might have been the fullback, number 2, Robertson. We'll see it on the replay here. Just kind of key in on your fullback right here and watch him kind of lead the way, block and run support. Boom. I don't know that that's a full-blown pancake block, but he did put him on the ground.
Remember, at the end of the night's ball game, we'll be bringing the Five Oaks Construction offensive and defensive players of the game, as well as the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game. GP goes unbalanced line left. Dyer on the carry into the end zone. So GP tacks on another touchdown here with 4:30. Make that 7:30 remaining in the first half.
You know, one thing that's really hurt GP playing Chucky Doak tonight is Chucky Doak's got a lot of penetration. Coach Matt Evans, the offensive line coach, is going to have to address that when they go into the locker room at halftime. One thing they might have to do, these kids, if they're out quicking us to get that penetration, they might have to cut their line splits down a little bit like they do in the goal line situation. You think we could just man-on-man block them and just take care of that issue, but penetration's really hurt us tonight.
Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Pitcher didn't have quite that much juice on that kick there, Rob, so let's hope it's all right.
Well, you see him limping off the field a little bit, and it's great to see Bo Dyer kind of have a breakout night. Not that he hasn't had a great season already. He's had 190 yards in 2 games, and but his longest run's been 32 yards, and Pitzer scored a lot of the touchdowns, but it's just great to see Bo Dyer have a great night. He's been a workhorse.
As you get a good look at the replay, you see that GP goes unbalanced line left. It's when you have an extra man left of the center, if it's unbalanced left there. So great call. Of course, Rob, a lot of fall sports going on here at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. As you get a good look at the Gatlinburg-Pittman cheerleaders. The middle school had a big win over Seymour last night down at Seymour, and the freshman team defeated Cosby on Tuesday night here, and then the JV team had a loss to Seymour last night in a very tough ball game, 20-14 here at Hammonds Field. So, you know, and of course you got volleyball going on, you got cross country going on, you got girls soccer going on, you got golf going on. Rob, you got a little bit of everything, and if you're a sports fan, hey, get out here to GP High School and pick up a schedule, and hey, you can always find something to do during the week.
Of course, speaking of cross country and track, UT's had a home cross country. Do they call them matches?
Meets.
They call them meets, and of course David Claybo is really having a great year at UT. One of our graduates. It's a scholarship athlete at the University of Tennessee.
Johnson at the 10. Johnson still on his feet, up close to the 35-yard line.
You know, it's funny, Mike, how we have all these great athletes here at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School, and we're good friends with a lot of their families. And after you get to know them, isn't it amazing that all these great players we have, they all get their athletic ability from their mom's side of the family?
Of course, talking about son Whit, who, you know, coached David Claybo in cross country in high school, you know, real excited last weekend because UT had their first meet of the year over at Boone, North Carolina. And you know, David made the traveling squad. You know, that's great for a freshman. And I guarantee you, I don't know if they were able to hang around in Boone last weekend a little bit, but I'm telling you, I guarantee you, there's Boone didn't get sleep all weekend. I bet you.
Would have been a fun place to hang around.
They tore the goalpost down even though they weren't there and took it and laid it on the chancellor's front door.
They tore the goalpost down even though it was an away game, and took it and laid it on the chancellor's front door.
All right, 1st and 10, Black Knights at their own 36-yard line. Still got Hauser and Sutton in there at defensive ends for the Highlanders, as well as Dodig and Adelman at the defensive tackles. Quick handoff right there, flag down right there. I think we're going to get Chucky Doak for a little quick snap right there before they were set. Pitcher back in there on defense. Inside backer along with Joey Green, number 33, Bo Dyer, 32, and Matt Robertson, number 2, the other linebackers.
I tell you what you had right there ended up on that previous play that we just saw the replay on. 77, Adolfo Elman looked like he got triple teamed, really knocked off the ball. And Mike, one thing that happens is you tell those defensive linemen, and you see Dodig and number 58 Elijah Casey in right there. If you're going to play defensive tackle or nose guard, you're going to get double teamed. That's just life in the trenches. What you got to do is you can't get blown back off the ball you just got to create a pile, if nothing else, because if you get blown back in the ball, you're sitting in your linebacker's lap, and those guys have to be able to see and scrape and make the tackles. But you got to at least make a pile right there on the line of scrimmage. It's not what you would call a glamour position. Those are the guys that when they're finished playing, their hands are crooked and their nose is crooked. And
1st and 15, Black Knights. They're going to get about 5 back right there. Nice run by Johnson, the ball carrier for the Black Knights. Of course, Rob, this afternoon had the opportunity to go to the dedication of the Bill Stevens handicap ramp, fishing ramp down at Hope Park, and just a great ceremony. Able to see a lot of old friends and old associates of Bill, and just a very nice program. Of course, building the handicap ramp. 2nd down, 9, gain of 6 on the play. Ball loose right there, not picked up, but recovered right there by number 32.
And Mike, I'm surprised that it's taken that long to happen. What?
Thought right there Bo was going to have a chance to scoop it up right there, but he did the smart thing, just getting on the football.
And you see right here, you got Michael Hauser and Dodig at the left tackle position. Dodig kind of wrapped him up, and Hauser maybe kind of got in there and punched the ball out. But getting back to Bill Stevens, Mike, that's a great thing, and I recorded that at home, and I brought the disc to give to Kevin. Hopefully we can kind of mix that in. But he was a great guy. I really regret not spending more time with him than I did. I had a great time with him. He's a great fisherman, and what a great thing that the city of Gatlinburg did.
Ex-realtor, Gatlinburg commissioner, mayor, also former GPA PA announcer here. So a lot of members here at Gatlinburg-Pittman High School as they go deep for Young right there. Young wanted interference call there, but a little incidental contact there. So that stops the clock here with 6:15 remaining in the first half. GP on top, 21-10.
If he faked the slant, give a hard inside ball, he'd go straight up the field.
You know, one thing about a lot of this passing game, Mike, we send it's a one receiver route a lot of times. We're going to have to get 2 or 3 guys in a route and let the quarterback make some decisions, find the open guy, ends up getting double teamed a lot with that one receiver route. And I tell you, if that deep slant's wide open right there.
Sutton tied in left, Sutton split to the right, and now we have timeout. Now we're setting the play in motion here. There we go. Here we go. Little crossbook right there. That's Joey Green on the carry. Oh, Rob brought down by the collar right there. He had something going right there.
Really pretty nice job by the offensive line right there. Had an opportunity. Mike, those guys are, as you get a look at the replay, there was a hole there. And you know, one thing I've noticed about the offensive line tonight, Mike, looks like they've kind of changed their blocking schemes a little bit. I don't know. We're doing a lot of pulling and trapping, a lot of pulling and leading around the corner. And I don't know if it's because of who we're playing or it's something that we're just putting more and more in the offense as the season goes along.
There you go, a little hitch patch right there to Young. Breaks it outside. He's got a Highlander first down inside the 15-yard line. Another GP first down.
You know, that's a play right there that really gives you an opportunity for success. You look out there and the quarterback just tapes the ball. Offensive line's aggressive protection right there, takes one step, and he's got a good enough arm to get the ball there quick before the pursuit gets there. And of course, we know what kind of gear that number 7 Chase Young has.
Timeout. That was the 4th first down of the ball game for the Highlanders. 2 by run, 2 by air. Don't know what the call is right here. Maybe an official timeout right there. Nevertheless, I think number 3 for the Black Knights had an equipment problem right there. I'll go look. Young looking complete right there down to the 11-yard line, and that's going to be.
It's going to be close.
Close to a Highlander first down. I think it's going to be about a yard short. We call it 3rd and 1 for GP.
Good job by Young running a good route right there. And again, you know, Ogle kind of places the ball where only our guy can catch it. He had to throw it kind of low in the dirt. And Chase Young, he's really helped T.O. a lot this year. He's made him look good a couple of times. He's really made some unbelievable catches. He's going to show up. We're going to have a great highlight film this year.
Hagan Sims, number 12, checks in for GP. He splits to the left side, Owens to the right side. Owens. Oh, Rob, I think that was right through his hands. That's going to bring up third down. I said 3rd and 1 a while ago. It's 3rd and 1 now. My bad on that. Taylor Ogle, 5 of 9 through the air tonight. One touchdown.
You know, you always tell your receivers to look it in and catch it with your hand. When you're running that quick slant toward the football, I mean, you know, it's really coming at you there, but a pretty good pass and missed opportunity.
Robertson trap inside. He's got the first down at the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and go for the Highlanders. And it looks like we got a GP player down. Looks like that's number...
Is that number 65, Keelan Bryce, our center?
Looks like it from this vantage point here. Get a look at trainer Scott Bird for the Highlanders.
And Mike, you never want anybody hurt. Obviously, that's the obvious statement. But I tell you, if there's an offensive lineman that you want to keep on the field, it's your center. You know, that's the guy that's where it all starts right there. If you don't have a good center quarterback exchange with the football, you're not going to have a football play. Of course, you see head trainer Scott Bird right there looking at Keelan Bryce.
I think the girl out there in the white, I think it's a Black Knight trainer. Of course, Rob, with a daughter at the house now, that sort of changes what you do on Saturday mornings after a football broadcast.
Mike, it changes what I do 24/7, just like all of you guys know.
Used to be to get up about 6, you run down to get a nice cup of coffee down at the coffee loft. You can't do that anymore. And grab a newspaper, then sit around and read it and decide what you're going to do for the rest of the day.
That's right.
Okay, let's see now. Rob, who's the backup center right there?
Mike, is it 57 Tyler Jenkins?
That's who it looks like from here. Yep, that's the man right there. Tyler Jenkins. 5'11", 180, 185-pounder for the Highlanders. Sutton tight end left. Young split to the right side. 1st and go from the 4 for the Highlanders. Dyer, left side, twisting, turning into the end zone. Bo Dyer. So GP puts touchdown number 4 on the board.
Bo Dyer having a big night in front of the home crowd. Good crowd on hand.
Like I said, a little slow getting in, but, you know, it's just, you know, that's just what they do, Rob. They wait till it's, you know.
Fashionably late. Everybody likes to kind of mingle around up there.
Robertson the snap. Ogle the hold. Pitcher to kick. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So here with 4 minutes exactly to go in the first half, it's the Highlanders 28, Chucky Doak 10. Remember, next week, Gatlinburg-Pittman hosting the Tigers of Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge hosting Rutledge tonight in a big ball game as you look at the replay on Dyer's touchdown run. Spear County entertaining Carnes. Hopefully we can get some halftime scores. And their Seymour is open this week. Let's get a good look at the Gatlinburg-Pittman High School cheerleaders.
Well, Mike, one thing after seeing that replay right there, you know, and I haven't mentioned this in the broadcast, but a lot of times, you know, your biggest offensive lineman, who is Michael Doak, you know, those guys don't cover the whole field a lot. He's a good one-on-one blocker. He's going both ways, playing offensive tackle, defensive tackle. But if you watch him and you go back and watch the replay, you really see Michael Doak flying around tonight. I've seen him trying to get out and make blocks downfield. And when you watch the touchdown right there, him and number 53, Michael Hauser, double-teamed a guy, blew him off the football, and you see Doak down in the end zone looking for a second block.
There's, Rob, always a lot of familiar faces in the crowd across the way.
Good look at the student section and the cheerleaders. That's where it's at. You know, I mean, you just love coming to a high school football game.
Little squib kick this time by Pitzer down at the 25-yard line.
And you know, Mike, there's a progression. And we have lifelong GP fans. We have third, fourth generation GP fans. When you come to a game and you can see it from over here, here's the progression. You got the little kids playing football on the field, you know, on the bank right there.
See them at
playing,
the bank right
playing
there.
King of the Hill, and you got the little, you know, from the little ones. Then you go to the grade school kids, and the high school kids are in the student section. Parents are in the bleachers really watching the game. Then you see the guys our age. Could we say middle-aged? Kind of standing up top, shooting the breeze, talking about what it was like when they played. And then when they get Marty and Randall's age, they come over here and sit on a bench.
Not much right there for Chucky Doak on that play. Maybe a gain of 1 up to the 26-yard line. Yeah, Rob, that's typically what happens. You know, it's sort of.
But it's a great social event here in Gatlinburg. You know, people talk GP football year round, and you know, there's people that are great friends that have known each other for years. Only time they see each other is on a Friday night at Hammond's Field.
Had the opportunity before the game to see some great ex-GP players, Marlon Watson, Bud Ogle, Brian Hardison, athletes in their time. Hope checking off right there. Nice call there as Johnson sprints out to the 32-yard line.
Marlon looks like he could still play. He's in great shape.
Marlon's at his playing weight.
Of course, I guess him and Bud probably played, the 4th and 5th year that we had Gatlinburg-Pittman High School.
Clock running 2:42 and counting in the first half. Chucky Doak, the Black Knights, faced with a 3rd down, 4. Not much there, and it looks like, Rob, that Chucky Doak may have to punt the football away tonight. And if they do, that will be their first punt of the ball game. And, you know, it's, yeah, they're going to punt, Rob, here. And, of course, you know, the Highlanders, they've had 1 punt block already this year by Chase Young and missed on a couple more. But, you know, sometimes, you know, the kicking game is that third part of that, you know, a very successful team. Let's see how they do here. Looks like GP is going to call timeout here. Looks like they have a man short on the field. But, you know, of course, Rob, nice field goal by Chucky Doak earlier in the quarter. But, you know, you got to snap and you got to kick it.
One thing we haven't had a lot of opportunity to work on this year, and that is our kicking game. We just haven't been in a lot of situations. We've moved the ball so well on offense, and like we've scored 97 points in 2 games, and we've only had 34 points scored against us. Did we punt one time last week, and we've only punted the ball 1 time this year. So we just, you know, some facets of our kicking game we just haven't had an opportunity to work on. You know, one thing, Chase Young is our best blocker, field goal and punt blocker, and he's deep, so probably have a return called here.
I'll say you're exactly right on that, Rob. Oh, there's a fake by Chucky Doak. They got the first down right there. Gutsy call by Coach Ben Murphy. And his staff right there.
You know what, gutsy call, and why not? There's less than 2 minutes to play. Down 18 points. Why not go for it? And the play before that, I was just thinking to myself, these guys really haven't backed down. I was watching number 70, offensive lineman for Chucky Doak, who really doesn't look like he has a lot of a physical ability. He came off and knocked Matthew Pitzer 5 yards backwards. They certainly hadn't given up on it.
Rob, much improved ball club. You can tell that, they're getting a stance good. They fire off the ball. Very organized. Holt, shotgun formation. That's Dustin Holt, quarterback, number 5 right there. Here comes Dyer on the corner blitz right there. Holt wants to throw, throws upfield. Ball's going to be incomplete right there. Number 17, Jeffrey Janey on the coverage for the Highlanders.
One of those things where your defensive back coach said you follow him all the way to the bathroom if he goes. Jeffrey Janey had great coverage right there, followed him all the way out of bounds.
So that stops the clock here with 1:21 remaining in the first half. Second down 10, Chucky Doak. On second down, Johnson picks up about 4 up to the 41-yard line.
Mike, a lot of our colleagues in the stadium tonight. Mike Oakley, our school board representative, chairman of the school board. I saw Superintendent Jack Parton. He's parked right here behind the press box. He took Marty's parking spot tonight. Don Best.
I think it was Katie's daughter driving that Jeep right there.
Of course, a lot of people we work with here watching the game tonight.
Hey, it's Friday night in Gatlinburg, and there's a football game going on. 42 seconds, clock counting. And it looks like they're going to call timeout here as the play clock winds down to 1 second. So timeout on the field, Chucky Doak. Here with 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Now, don't forget, remember at halftime you will see the Highlander marching band under the direction of Ron Hicks. I always say it, Marty. I just sort of had trouble with that right there. Not a real big crowd on hand here tonight from Chucky Doak, but a few people.
Mike, probably opening weekend of dove season up there in Greene County. I'd say these guys are getting ready to be in the dove field tomorrow.
Dove season does start sometime. Yeah. I'm not a hunter, Rob, but I know it always starts sometime in September.
A lot of camouflage in the crowd.
Of course, this week I think Coach Benny Hammonds will be celebrating a birthday this week, along with his son Lee Hammonds right there. I guess Mrs. Hammonds Beverly will have to make 2 cakes, or will there be 1 cake?
There'll be 1 cake.
I'd say this year there'll be 1. I'd say Pigeon Forge week there'll be 1 cake this week, and it will not be orange and black. Of course, that's a date that everybody has circled on their calendar, and it is exciting. It's exciting whether Lee Hammonds was a football coach there or not, but now it's really going to be important. There's going to be a huge crowd on both sides of the stadium. It's going to be a lot of fun next weekend.
Chucky Doak on 3rd and 6. They go trips right. Holt in shotgun formation. Movement right there. They didn't call it. Holt wants to throw. He's going to be tripped up right there and down at the 35-yard line.
Mike, first sack of the game by sophomore, number 58, Elijah Casey, my buddy from Kentucky. Here's a good look at the replay. And I tell you one thing that I was talking to him a couple weeks ago, and I said, one thing I really like that you do is you're always moving toward the football. And as a defensive lineman, that's really all you can do. But he came from the backside on that play and ran the football down and made a sack.
And that's going to be the end of the first half. So your halftime score, Gatlinburg-Pittman and the Highlanders 28, Chucky Doak, the Black Knights 10. See you after halftime.
As they're taking the field, would you please welcome the Gatlinburg-Pittman High School Band. The officers for the band are Ann Catherine Nave, drum major. Linda Houston, band captain. Ida Wilburn, drum captain. Chelsea Sands, guard captain. And Tara Tyrell, guard co-captain. Directors are Ron Hicks and Mark Harrell. Tonight featured performers are Shayna Arp, Alex Dittmanson, Brittany Lewis, Chaz Sims. 50 years ago this fall, the musical West Side Story made its Broadway debut. Tonight the band salutes this music written by Leonard Bernstein. Selections include Prologue, Tonight, I Have a Love, and Mambo. And remind everybody, tonight's game can be seen free of charge at etpreps.com. Probably be on about Sunday on high definition.
Marty Nicely here at Hammons Field with your halftime report, where Gatlinburg-Pittman leads Chucky Doak 28-10. Unofficial statistics at halftime: Chucky Doak 5 first downs, 1 by penalty, 2 rushing, 2 passing first downs. Passing, they were 2 of 4 with 83 yards and 1 interception by Chase Young that was returned 20 yards. Rushing in the first half, Chucky Doak had 19 rushes, 52 net yards, for a total offense of 135 yards. Chucky Doak fumbled 1, so it was recovered by Gatlinburg-Pittman, and they were penalized 2 times for 10 yards. Scoring summary for Chucky Doak: 8:29 left to go in the first period. Hart to Harrison, a 69-yard TD pass. The point after was good at that time. That made the score 14-7 GP. In the second quarter, 42-yard field goal made it 14-10. In Gatlinburg-Pittman's favor. For Gatlinburg-Pittman, first downs 4, 2 rushing, 2 passing. Through the air, Taylor Ogle was 5 of 9 for 68 yards. Rushing, Gatlinburg-Pittman 14 rushing attempts for a net of 77 yards. Total offense 145 yards. Gatlinburg-Pittman punted one time in the first half for 44 yards, and they were penalized one time for 5 yards. Scoring summary for GP, 11:40 to go in the opening period. Bo Dyer, after a long kickoff return with a 14-yard TD run. Point after was good. GP led 7-0. 10:04, Ogle to Bo Owens on a 20-yard reception. Point after was good. GP led 14-0. In the second quarter, 7:30 left to go. Bo Dyer, 2-yard run. Point after was good. That put GP up 21-10. And in the second quarter, with 4 minutes to go, Bo Dyer scored on a 4-yard TD run. The point after was good. That gave us our halftime score, 28-10. Even game statistically. Well played, very few penalties, but GP is ahead 28-10. Rob and Mike will be back with your second half action in just a few minutes.
First half, Bo Dyer had 9 rushes for 63 yards and 3 TDs.
All right, here getting ready to start the second half of the night's ball game. Pitzer will be kicking off for the Highlanders. Highlanders on top, 28-10. It's a squib kick right there. Covered up at the 22-yard line by Thompson for the Black Knights.
Mike, I believe GP got away with the penalty right there, an offsides penalty on the kickoff. And you got to wonder, Mike, just looking at the kickoffs, if Pitzer's leg's hurting.
The last two have been squib kicks, yeah, Rob, instead of him booming it right there. So he may have a little Charlie horse right there. Holt, Dustin Holt, the quarterback for the Chucky Doak team. Back out to start the second half. Option right side, that's nothing there, Rob. nothing there.
Hey, that's going to show up good on a highlight film. I'm telling you, Dodig's got an extra gear tonight. You see him and Elijah Casey, number 58, in on that play right there, and 53 Hauser. I mean, watch your two defensive tackles right there. Just get good penetration, reading the football, and Big Dodig that was Dodig and Hauser, excuse me. Big Dodig just came through and wrapped about 2 or 3 of them up.
Lost a 2 on a play, second down 10, Black Knights. Make that second down 12. Of course, go ahead, Rob.
Coach Hammonds may have tuned them up just a little bit at halftime.
Nice tackle right there by number 20. Number 28. Rob, I missed that number right there. Was that Joey Green on the tackle?
Number 22, I think.
That's Lee Douglas for the Highlanders.
You know, one thing, Mike, we still don't have enough hats on the football. One thing you'd love to see as a defensive coach, no matter where the ball is on the field, you like to see good team pursuit. And you know, that comes from doing pursuit drill in practice, but it's just a matter of having that desire to keep working toward the football and then running to the football.
Houghton shotgun formation. Douglas on there. Uh-oh. There's your blitz, Rob, but that's just a little too soon right there. Looks like pitcher has checked out of the ball game. That was number 22, Lee Douglas, who has taken pitcher's place right there.
Was that Lee Douglas or Bo Dyer?
Well, Douglas
is taking pitcher's place.
He's in the inside backer right there, but it was Bo Dyer. A little too quick right there.
And you know that, even though Bo Dyer just, you know what, I think he thought he had it timed and just kept on coming and said, heck with it, I'm just going to come. But that kind of shows you the versatility of a lot of these players that we have right there running the blitz from off the corner.
Just like there.
That's big. And again, number 61, Michael Doty. How many times do you see a defensive tackle kind of take over like that? And I guarantee you Coach Hamma has challenged the line in the locker room at halftime. And watch him to the left side of the center right here.
First Rob, Chucky Doak to punt the ball away for the first time tonight. They had one punting opportunity in the first half, and they did go with a fake there. Let's see what the Highlanders do here. They got a return on. It's going to be to the right side here. Almost blocked right there by Sutton. Young at the 42-yard line. Can't get to the wall, but a good return down inside Chucky Doak territory at the 48-yard line. 35-yard punt, 10-yard return for the Highlanders. GP on top 28-10 here at Hammonds Field, Gatlinburg-Pittman High School in the heart of the Smokies. Rob, did Brady make it through halftime?
She waited until after the band played.
I think she had some dance moves, Rob.
She's got rhythm like her dad.
Dyer left side trying to bounce outside. Can't quite get there. Flag does fly here. Rob, when you see a flag right there, that's probably going to be a hold or a block in the back against the Highlanders.
You know, I saw Bruce Ruttenbauer, head strength coach, down at the concession stand at halftime, and he said, you know, the problem here is, he said, Chucky Doak doesn't know they're beat yet. and he's really right. I mean, you know, they scored the touchdown, then they had the 42-yard field goal and got a big spark from that. Stopped us one time, and they think they're in this football game. They think they're playing with us.
That's sort of like Middle Tennessee State and Louisville last night, Rob. That game ended up 58-42. Of course, you can't get that out in the woods. Well, trap inside right there. That's Robertson, the fullback. Close to a first down as he crosses the 40 down close to the 39-yard line. Going to be a little short right there. We'll call it second down 1 GP. Rob, excellent time to go up on top here.
You know, one thing that Taylor Ogle does too, you know, put him in a bootleg package or just kind of a sprint out pass, kind of waggle. He really does a good job when he's moving with the football, and he's got 2 or 3 guys that are running with him as in their routes. And
Dyer, he's got the first down right there. Down close to the 42, and I think it will be enough for a Highlander first down, and they wave first down Highlanders. GP's 5th first down on the ball game, 3rd by Rushing. Make that 6th first down. 4 rushing, 2 passing. Owens split to the right, Sutton tight end left. Dyer the tailback. Dyer left side. Highlanders may have been a little too quick right there. Remember, at the end of the night's ball game, we'll be bringing you the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game, as well as the Five Oaks Construction offensive and defensive players of the ball game. Rob, I hadn't had the opportunity to go up to the Greenbrier in a while, but did have a little chance a few minutes the other day to do a little surfing on the internet and looked at the Greenbrier Restaurant's menu. Man, Smoky Mountain Strip.
We definitely we definitely need to take a visit up and talk to Dave and Becky Haddon, and always a pleasure seeing them. Of course, always a pleasure going to the Greenbrier.
First down, 15 Highlanders. Dyer left side. Can't get out of a tackle right there. Ball loose. A flag does fly.
Tackle, we got a flag.
Was that face mask from here, Rob? Couldn't quite tell. Holding. No, it's face mask against
We got a personal foul, face
Chucky
mask.
Doak. I tell you what Marty's favorite up at Greenbrier is.
I can tell you what it is.
What is it?
The stuffed pork tenderloin.
He always
Jennifer gets the Monterey chicken. Always get the blackened strip. Of course, we don't go as much now that we have a 1-year-old.
I tell you what's good at Chicken Veracruz.
That's what, yeah, chicken Veracruz.
That stuffed flounder's not bad. Young to the left, Owings to the right here. Rob, I think we got 6 points, so we throw the look in right here on 1st and 10. Crossbuck right there. Dyer's hammered in the backfield.
Bo Dyer stopped in the backfield by number 44. Jody Hall.
You know, Mike, we've played Chucky Doak several times, and we always have the better program, and we've always, I don't think Chucky Doak has ever beat Gatlinburg-Pittman, but one thing that you never expect to see is you never expect to see Chucky Doak's offensive and defensive line playing with our offensive and defensive line.
High formation, Dyer still at tailback. Dyer left side, on the sweep, on the corner. Twisting, turning, pounding, close to a Highlander first down, but they say he may have stepped out right at the 16-yard line.
And Mike, that kind of looks like the old counter tray. You watch the backside right guard and tackle, Corey Nichols and Eldolfo, and those guys are pulling from the backside. But, the thing is, Bo Dyer's so fast, it's very rare that you can get a backside offensive lineman and get out in front of the football when the football is going in the hands of Bo Dyer.
3rd and 1 for the Highlanders. Ball at the 16-yard line. Owings to the right, Sutton tight end left. L right formation for the Highlanders. Dyer. Hit, and I don't know, Rob, from here, but I think he did get the first down as he did cross the 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that number 70 for Chucky Doak, he's a scrappy guy. I mean, physically, he's not a very impressive player, but I mean, he is just giving us fits.
That's Dave James, 6'2", 220, freshman.
He just came out of the ball.
Just came out of the ball game.
I mean, he is a hitter.
1st and 10 Highlanders, ball at the 14-yard line. Dyer again off the left side. Coach Benny Hammonds found him a honey hole over there.
Looks like about the line of scrimmage.
Rob, a couple of halftime scores. Sevier County High School and Carnes 14-14 at the half, and with 2 minutes to go in the first half at Pigeon Forge, Rutledge, the Pioneers, on top of the Tigers, 26-14.
And Seymour is open this week.
Seymour open. I see there's a lot of Seymour folks watching that Sevier County game because they play here in a couple of weeks. Timeout. Now we're getting ready to set the play clock here. Owings to the left, Janey to the right. 2nd down, 10 Highlanders. Overlook, so the hot pass right there, almost intercepted right there. Pass intended for Sutton. Pretty good defense read beautifully by the defensive back, the safety for Chucky Doak.
One thing, when you call that play right there, Mike, and it's a great football play, it's one of the most effective plays we've ever had on the goal line. But when you come up there and you've got it called and you're in a one tight end set, and you look and you've got a safety and a linebacker lined up right behind him, right in where his route's going to run, you don't have any other options. I mean, you even throw it in traffic or you don't throw it and you just take it and tuck it down and run it. But there's not another outlet to throw to.
There's that screen pass to the left side. That's Robertson. Didn't get it right there. Maybe a gain of 2 down close to the 12-yard line. Let's see what GP elects to do with Pitzer being slowed by that thigh bruise here. I'll say GP will be going for it.
One thing Taylor Ogle does, and Mike, there's a lot of things you have to do to execute that play correctly. But if the ball is thrown a little bit behind, it slows the play down. If it's thrown too far ahead, it's hard to make your read on the block. But you got to place that ball just perfect where the running back can catch it and be looking upfield and kind of pick out as running alley. But good throw on the screen.
This is going to be the flood pass here. It's Pitzer. Ogle looking out downfield right there. It's Owens for the touchdown.
And Mike, that's what we need to do. Taylor Ogle does a great job making decisions on the run. You flood an area with 2 or 3 receivers and give him some options right there. Make the defensive work, not just defend the one route. Great offensive call by Coach Hammonds. Great execution by the players. Number 10.
14-yard scoring strike as Ogle picks up his second touchdown of the night through the air. Pitcher to kick here. And it's good. So here with 4:39 remaining in the third quarter, it's the Highlanders 34, Chucky Doak 10. And Rob talking about, Pigeon Forge Week next week. Something else that's big on Tuesday.
That was 11 plays.
The middle school
yards,
team
4 minutes and 12 seconds.
Make that next Thursday. The middle school team hosts the Pigeon Forge Tiger middle school team here at Hammonds Field. Kickoff, 6 o'clock.
It's going to be a big week. Here's a good look at the replay. And Mike, they never let me throw a forward pass. I always threw the ball backwards between my legs. But what little I know about the mechanics of playing quarterback, he's got good feet. He's rolling out. But when he gets ready to throw the ball, gets his shoulders in the right position, has the ball up by his shoulder pads, up by his ear. Just a good release and good throw.
Good crowd on hand right there. Robert's been seeing a lot of Mountain Dews, a lot of waters, hot night right there. Good look at Woody Sohn right there, ex-GP great, ex-Ole Miss great.
And just a great guy, one of my favorite people. He'll be at the Greenbrier restaurant tonight. Of course, Woody got married. Congratulations to Woody. Woody's a smart guy. Most positive, fun person you'll ever meet. Great athlete.
New kicker in the game for the Highlanders. That's number 28, Dylan Reagan for GP. Chucky Doak can't pick it up. Good thing he didn't pick it up right there because Owens and Young had the beat on him right there.
One thing about Bo Owens, he loves to hit. And it kind of worries you about the guy that's carrying your load on offense. Playing 10 games, getting 20 carries a game, and then playing offense, defense, and special teams. But the kid loves to hit. And when you see him run down on this kickoff team, he's head hunting.
In the secondary for the Highlanders, 17 Janney, 7 Young, 16 Ogle for GP. Trap inside. That's a pickup of about 3 out to the 21-yard line for the Black Knights.
Joey Green and Bordar on the stop.
One thing, Coach Neil Estes, the defensive coordinator, you're talking about getting challenged every week. It's really a more difficult job coaching, almost more difficult than coaching in the NFL. In the NFL, everybody does the same thing. It's about matching up personnel. High school, you've got to defend every formation that's known to man because you never know what you're going to see from week to week.
Option right side, that's hold on the carry.
And then you throw playing option in there. You talk about playing the option. Hey, somebody's got to have the dive, somebody's got to have quarterback, somebody's got to have pitch. And then if you call a different coverage or a man coverage, it all changes. So, you got to have a real smart defensive coaching staff and a real smart defensive football team. And one thing that we've done, Mike, when we've moved to this defense with the 4 linebackers, it's really given us an opportunity with these versatile football players. These guys can leave the interior of the line of scrimmage and go out and cover a receiver or play option.
Hold on the quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1. He's going to pick it up as he crosses the 30 out close to the 31-yard line.
Casey and Hauser on the stop, not before the first down.
Yeah, I tell you, Rob, if you want a parking space next week, you better get here early.
Hey, if you want a place to sit, You better put a waterproof blanket out Monday.
Cooling down a little bit, Rob.
A little bit.
A little bit. First and 10, Black Knights of Chucky Doak. Option left side. Hope on the keeper. Not much going there. It's big number 80, Zach Sutton. Lassos him down for a loss of 2 on the play. That'll bring up second down 12. Chucky Doak.
And you see Zach Sutton, and he's a great athlete too. He's about 6'3", over 200 pounds, runs good, and it does a nice job playing the option. He made a play last week, Mike, where he was in the quarterback's face. Quarterback pitched the ball, and he ran the pitch guy down and made the tackle.
Holt wants to throw. That's picked off right there. That's Joey Green, and Joey may take it to the house. Can he get there? Touchdown, Joey Green.
Wow, what a play. What a play by Joey Green.
Well, if you're a linebacker, you like a little floater out in the flat, Rob.
And you know, the thing is, he's an inside backer. He's a man. What a showing a little speed right there. You know, a lot of times those inside backers aren't quite the finesse guy that your outside backers are. You know, they're used to playing the A and B gaps and really stuffing the run. You know, and they usually got tape on their hand. Two fingers are broken playing with the cast, and you know those guys aren't known for having great hands. But he did a nice job with that interception and looked like he knew what to do with it after he caught it.
Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good by Pitzer. So here with 1:48 remaining in the third quarter, it's Gatlinburg-Pittman 42, Chucky Doak 10.
Here's a good look at the replay. You know, one thing about it, Mike, is the easy pass all the way. He had a shotgun formation. There was no play fake. He just kind of dropped right under it. It looked like it was a little hook pass they were trying to throw. Just read it well. And
that's Joey Green, number 33 right there on the 33-yard interception return for a touchdown.
And Joey Green will make the highlight film.
You get a good look at the Gatlinburg-Pittman High School cheerleaders.
Just getting their exercise.
Hey, they've been doing a lot of leg kicks this fall.
Of course, the Highlanders have scored 139 points so far in 3 games and still have another quarter left to play. So how do they do the leg kicks? What's the deal? They won for every point? Every time we score, so they
when
just
it's 7-0, they do 7.
So they just did 42 leg kicks.
That is correct. Before that, 35. I'm not a math major.
Got it.
But, so it seems like compound interest or something, you know. Randall knows something about that.
Compound fitness.
Dylan Reagan, a kickoff right there. Uh-oh. I got it. You take it. Smith on the return. Running room. Got a gap right there. Nice move across the 40 out to the 43-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Mike, I don't know if we put some younger guys in on that kickoff team or not, but coaches probably aren't going to be very pleased when they go back and look at that. I don't know if everybody was in their lanes or not, but you had the stagger in between people. You had guys 10, 15 yards ahead of other guys and really created some running lanes.
Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman in the first AP football poll has debuted at number 12 this week. But football guru Murphy Fair has GP listed as number 5 in his Class 2A polls this week. Hope the quarterback, I formation, receivers left and right. Staying with that running game. Gain of about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
One thing, Chucky Doak, some of their offensive linemen, Mike, it's kind of like, I guess back when you played, they called it a crab block. They just kind of, getting down low in their stance and just trying to get on all fours and trying to get in our guys' legs, Hey,
if you're an offensive lineman doing that technique, I remember getting your hand stepped on a lot.
Yeah.
That's where you get those broke fingers. Second down, 6, the Dokesters. Nice runner right there. That's Watson on the carry. A first down inside the 45, down to the 44 of the Highlanders.
Of course, you know what you do there is just when that guy tries to get under you like that and crab like you just get on the back of his head and just shove his face in the ground about 3 or 4 times and then just go over him.
GP still has that first group in the ball game right there. So Chucky Doak a little success on the ground here as we're down to 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Mike, pretty good play. Corey Nichols coming off the bench to play the right defensive end spot. And I'm not sure I saw Michael Hauser run out, and I don't know if he had a cramp or an injury, but Corey came in to play the right defensive end spot. Did a great job on that.
Doty checking back in for Alman.
Second down.
Pretty good defense.
And you know what, you love it because, you know, small school, you've got kids playing both ways. You love it when you can have your big guys rotate and you've got 2 or 3 dependable backups that everybody can rotate and get some playing time, get some breathers.
And that's the end of the third quarter from Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. It's the Highlanders, your hometown, blue and go all over the Black Knights from Chucky Doak, 42-10. Of course, Gatlinburg-Pittman entertaining Pigeon Forge next week at home. Kickoff 7:30. Chucky Doak, they got to travel up to Cloudland to take on another group of Highlanders next week.
Great, we're playing home next week and don't have to get into the rod run traffic. And is it Shades of the Past next weekend? Is that?
I think it's Shades of the Past
this weekend. Yeah.
It's all Shades of the Past to me. Rob, when you was in high school, did you ever have a souped-up car? What was your first car, Rob?
A 69 Maverick. Had 3 on the tree.
3 on the tree. All right. My first car was a 1967 Volkswagen Fastback. So like a hatchback deal. Marty, how about you? 1970 AMC Hornet. AMC Hornet? Okay.
I moved up in the world, though. After I got rid of the 69 Maverick, I got a 71 Impala.
Randall's first car is probably a horse.
And he still got it.
He still got it. Okay, second down, 9, Black Knights. Nice tackle right there, and I think that was number 33, Joey Green, initially on the lick for GP. Of course, it won't be long, a little bit, those ballots will be coming in. So I always when we're at home, Rob, we get more ballots for this player of the game and play of the game. Nice finish up here by number, is that Douglas right there?
33rd down.
I think it was Joey Green, Mike. Just a great angle on the football. Just kind of, and you know, one thing as a linebacker, you tell there are certain fundamentals that you teach, but when the bullets start flying in game time, sometimes you just have to run and get to the ball and your instincts take over. But what he did right there, he just ripped right across the face of the blocker, took a great angle of the football.
Pressure right there, complete right there. Finally knocked out of bounds right there, but you know he stepped out first there.
You know, you give Chucky Doak an opportunity to complete a pass, and they will.
Short of the first down, 4th and 4, Black Knights.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds. It's going to be 4th and 4.
One adjustment that the defensive coaching staff has made for the Highlanders, we got Zach Sutton flipped over from his right defensive end spot to the left defensive end spot. We've got Corey Nichols playing right defensive end.
Holt looks pressured. He's going to tuck it up and run. He's going to get the first down right there. Oh, that's going to be a late hit right there by Owens, but I don't think it called it.
They didn't call it. Maybe we were just too far away. But
I don't know, Rob. I think it's 2 or 3 yards out of bounds.
Going to be enough for a first down.
There's a Chucky Doak first down as we look at the replay here.
First and 10 for the Black Knights at the Gatlinburg-Pittman 20.
Well, I tell you what, you know, you see your defensive end, which he has to take the outside rush, outside lane on the pass rush. He's been taught to keep that outside arm free, our defensive tackle. stayed in there in the A gap, Mike, just a huge opening got up and nobody to fill it. And the quarterback did the smart thing, tucked it down and ran.
Guyer checking out of the ball game for the Highlanders. I don't know if it's equipment trouble or not. You get trainer Scott Bird coming over. May have some blood on it, Rob. You got blood on you, you have to come out of the game.
Chucky Doak still playing, giving us a hard football game.
That's one thing about Chucky Doak, head coach Ben Murphy. He's got him playing hard, Rob.
Lee Douglas in pitcher on the stop. We're going to have a pickup of about
And you like to see
3.
that out of a team, Mike. You know, they're down 42-10 and they're still playing hard football. You have to admire that. And, you know, the way they're playing and still getting after it, Coach Hammond's still going with his first teamer in here. Normally, we would be substituting at this point, but I think he feels like these guys need to work.
Smith on the give down to the 21-yard line. Well spotted at the 22.
And, you know, it's probably not a bad idea. You don't want to have a week where you just totally dominate, lose your focus, not play and get in game shape going into, even though it's not a region game, our biggest game of the year as far as the fans are concerned.
3rd down 5, Black Knights. I think they're going to have to call timeout or they would have been breaking the huddle, Rob. I think there were 12 people there. They'll get it straight here.
Timeout. Chucky Doak.
Remember, you can see us replay Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock, Monday nights at 7, and Wednesday nights at 7 on Channel 4, the PEG channel, downtown Gatlinburg.
And copies of the game tape are available. Just contact Kevin Tierney
at 436. We'll get that number straight in a minute.
9214.
436-9214. If you want a DVD of this game or any game of the season, just call Kevin at 436
9214.
9214. Because, Rob, we're still trying to find the ultimate sponsors out there for our broadcast. Hey, you know, call me, email me, Mike Helton at Sphere.org, Rob Younger at Sphere.org. And, hey.
We broadcast for food.
That's right. Thoughts, suggestions, whatever. We haven't had anything up in the booth here yet this year. That's why we're, you know, we're going to OD those chicken sandwiches. Twins left and right on 3rd and 5 for Holt and Company. Long snap count. It looks like number 80, Zach Sutton, is going to jump off. And after they step it off, Rob, that may be enough for a Black Knight first down.
If it doesn't change, we're going to Chick-fil-A play of the game.
Offside. It's going to be 3rd and just a little bit.
Defensive player against 61.
Third and inches. Black Knights and Holt with that lunge. I think he's going to get it there.
Hold on the keeper. First down. Big 1st and 10 for the Black Knights at the...
You know, Mike, we're going to end up winning this game by a big score, but I bet when the coaches get the coaches' tape and go back and look at it, they're going to see some areas on our defense that are very vulnerable, and they're going to see some areas on our offense and defense that we really need to work on. And one, I think, is just not passing anybody up, our blockers not passing anybody up, doing something about stopping the penetration.
Johnson right there, hit by 22 Douglas, but a nice run down inside the 10-yard line, close to the 7.
Jeffrey Jennings on the stop, make the beat on the carry. Pick up close to 9.
And hopefully hopefully Pitzer will be healthy and feeling good next week. You know, he's been such a huge part of the offense. He's 14 rushes, 151 yards, 49-yard run. He scored how many touchdowns on the year? At least 5 touchdowns, and done all of our kicking. And, you know, that he's not a guy that we need dinged up.
2nd and 1, Black Knights. Off tackle, spinning into the end zone with that reach. Touchdown, Chucky Doak. Well, Rob, like I said, you know, Chucky Doak is going to lose this ball game, but you know, the coaching staff for Chucky Doak, they're going to come out of this ball game with some good things.
You know, one thing that I do like about our team going into the game against Pigeon Forge, and you talked about it earlier, it's just how many offensive weapons that we have. You know, we have a lot of different guys we can get the ball to. We knew Chase Young was going to be a big part of things.
There's a fake right there.
Can't run it back. Still a good play. Joey Green, second interception of the night. We knew Chase Young was going to be a big part of things. We knew that Bo Dyer was going to be good. You know, we didn't really know. Of course, we knew Taylor Ogle. We knew these guys were going to be good. But, you know, we got Bo Owens that we can go to. We got a great tight end, Sutton, that we can go to. Our fullback, is a surprise. He's a guy that's a great blocker, a real short, stout kid. But he can take it all the way. I mean, he's as fast as anybody on the field. Plus, we have Dyer, Young,
Matt Robertson,
Pitzer, Matt Robertson, and Taylor Ogle. I mean, we're pretty balanced offense. We got it.
Corey Jenkins, very a lot of athleticism on the field for the Highlanders.
And I just feel like with their defense, with this defense we're running with those 4 linebackers in there and all those guys, I think they're interchangeable. We got a lot of guys, and we can play against a lot of different offensive sets. So I still feel pretty good about what we're doing.
Rob, you think this is a time in the ball game where Chucky Doak will work on their onside kick?
You know what? Why not? Hear the Highlander marching band over there, entertaining the crowd, getting the crowd up.
Owens on the return. He's ran one back this year up to the 35-yard line. Of course, Rob, like I said, everybody knows next week we got Pigeon Forge at home, but then it's a 3-game road trip up to Happy Valley. What a great drive. Rutledge. And then back up to North Green.
Rutledge and Happy Valley are always fun field trips, fun road trips for me. North Green will be back in the back of the F-150 broadcasting.
1st and 10 Highlanders. Dyer on the carry, cuts back inside, still on his feet. One man to meet. Great move right there. Tripped up across midfield down at the 44-yard line.
That was a great move. Maybe we can get a replay on that.
As we have a man down back at the 38-yard line as you look at the replay here. Rob, he had those hips on a swivel right there.
You know, he's one of those guys, and the good ones, Mike, can make those cuts going full speed.
Is that the way you used to do it?
Yeah.
Good crowd on hand here, Rob. And like I said, I think it's felt like a little cool air coming in from the outside. Or is the air conditioner still on up here? Probably a bit of both. Chucky Doak player up on his feet very quickly right there. That's good. Good thing to see.
Of course, that put Bo Dyer over the 100-yard mark from rushing.
So it's 1st and 10 Highlanders at the Black Knight 43-yard line. Sutton tight end right, Young split to the left side. Ogle looks. Young on the hitch pattern, complete, still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line. Another Highlander first down.
You know, I'm not just looking for good things to say about the players, Mike. I mean, that's kind of how we run our broadcast. But that is as well as you can throw that ball, and it's a tight spiral, which makes it easier to catch. But if you look at the replay, watch where he ends up catching this football. I mean, it's just right in his hands.
Too many replays back.
Of course, our producer is back from injured reserve. His fingers still aren't nimble as they need to be.
Ogle again looks, pumps. This time he's going to go deep to Young right there. Has him right there. Ball's going to be incomplete right there.
Well, Mike, I'm not sure. Something happened during that route right there. Chase Young kind of got tied up, and I thought maybe that T.O. was just throwing the ball away, throwing it through the end zone. But if we can find that play, the completion, the play before that.
Looks like I may have to bring Ian Nicely back.
Randall had knee surgery. Evidently, they worked on his carpal tunnel problem, too.
Young to the left, Owens to the right. I formation, Dyer the tailback. Ogle. Not much going right there.
Mexique on the stop. It's going to be a loss on the play.
You know, that's what one thing you get into when you got somebody as quick as Bo Dyer. And we saw it a while ago when we had the backside guard and tackle trying to pull and be a factor and get out in front of the football. You know, he's just so quick. He's going to outrun his blockers a lot of time, and that's kind of what happened right there.
So it's going to be 3rd and 13 Highlanders. Pitch again right there. That's Young on the reception. He's going to get a little bit back down to the 26-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 6 for the Highlanders. Clock running, 6:15 remaining in the contest. Highlanders going to go 3-0. Chucky Doak 0-3.
You know, it's good concentration on Chase Young's part. A lot of teams that run that, Mike, they'll do it in a twin set, and they'll have one receiver just really push off the ball right there, try to get the cornerback to run with him, and he's got a little bit of a buffer. But basically, he had double coverage on him right there, and he caught the ball with the guy 2 yards away from him. Great concentration by Chase Young.
Fake. Overlooks. He's got Owens in the flats complete. He's got first down yardage and maybe more down close to the 13-yard line. So
That's beautiful. Great football play. And one thing that we talked about at the Sequoia game last week, there were a couple times on the rollout pass where we thought maybe Taylor should get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. He may have been a little bit too patient. But right there, Mike, as soon as he saw that flat pass, that flat pattern become open, the ball was already in the air. Great football play.
First and 10 at the 13 for the Highlanders. Unofficially 10 or 16 through the air for Ogle. Dyer on the carry, still on his feet, twisting, turning. Down inside the 10, close to the 9-yard line.
Bo Dyer on the carry. Pickup, looks like about maybe 3. Second down.
Second down, 6 GP. Trap inside. I think it was Robertson was the ball carrier.
Yeah, pick up maybe 1. Third down. Stars and Bowman on the stop.
Taylor Ogle running all the way to the sideline.
Looks like having another big lineman come out of the ball game for the Highlanders, I think. 3rd and 5 GP. Sims to the left, Sutton tight end right. Dyer on the sweep. Reverses his field. Great block by Taylor Ogle right there. Dyer Runs
Hey.
our real estate right there. But
Just give him an A for effort.
He got back out to line of scrimmage.
You know, just, I mean, he just trying to make something happen. And I tell you what,
No stop.
when the team watches the film on Monday, they're going to love to see their quarterback give up his body on a block. Yeah, I'm sure Coach Hammonds wasn't really, that's not what he was wanting to say. But
here's a replay here. Oh, another good block up there. Oh,
helmet decal.
of course, pretty good look on Dyer right there on 4th and 10 GP. Whistle. Don't see a flag yet.
Back on that 5.
It may have been illegal procedure against the Highlanders. Back it up 5. It'll be 4th and 15 for GP. So, Rob, you won't be going out early in the morning to get coffee and a couple of newspapers and sitting around all morning just thinking about what you're going to do, or?
I'll probably get up in the morning and make a bottle of formula. Open up some baby food. Oatmeal with fruit. Good look at our cheerleaders.
Remind the fans that we will be hosting Pigeon Forge next Friday night right here.
Okay, Rob, what do you do here? 4th and 15. Basically, you know, of course, get a first down on the 2-yard line, but
Throw the ball to the end zone.
GP goes twins left.
Hit Bo.
Owens tied in on the right side. This may be a reverse here.
Hit Bo Owens on the. Yeah.
How about Jeffrey Janey? It's going to be close, Rob. Let's see who he gets the spot at.
It's gonna, you know, he did it. Janey did a great job catching and running with the football, and then and trying to get that extra effort and diving.
Hogan on the stop.
From here, Rob, it's going to be hard to tell here.
From here, it's going to be short. Great football play, though. And you know, you can do that with this group of players that we have this year. You can throw the ball short, and because we do a great job of running after the catch, but.
We got 2:39 left to go in the ball game.
2:39 left to go in the ball game, Rob, and I think those votes are coming in for the players and the play of the game.
Going to be a gain on the play. It looks like of a couple yards to be second down.
Gain of 2 on a play for Chucky Doak. Here with 2:17 remaining in the ball game from Hammonds Field, Gatlinburg-Pittman High School. All right, Rob, here comes that envelope.
And Mike, I do have the envelope with the ballots for players of the game.
Thank you, sir. Get to that right after this play here. Host of young Highlanders in there now. Of course, the Five Oaks Construction offensive player of the game, Bo Dyer, over 100 yards rushing for the night, 3 TDs, as well as a 69-yard kickoff return. for the Highlanders. Defensively, number 61, Michael Doty, Rob, a lot of quickness, in on a lot of tackles tonight, and you really like the way he moved tonight, his quickness off the ball. And then the defensive play of the game was the Joey Green. Make that, we'll get to it right here just after this play here. Nice defense by the Highlanders. But the Greenbrier Restaurant play of the game was the Joey Green 33-yard interception return for a TD. So congratulations to Joey Green, Michael Doty, and Bo Dyer as our players and for providing the play of the game. Rob, going into the Pigeon Forge game this week, if you're Coach Benny Hammonds, with Coach Lee Hammonds being down at Pigeon Forge, and of course, he knows all the players here, but how hard is it? And of course, our guys know their guys have played midget ball against each other, middle school football, freshman ball against each other, but how hard is it going to be for Coach Benny Hammonds to keep his team focused on the game this week, not all the extracurricular stuff?
You know what, though? I in my opinion, let them have fun with that extracurricular stuff. I think Coach Hammonds is a great coach, and he's going to keep, when it's time to play and time to be on the field, he's going to have them focused. I guarantee you he's going to have them focused Monday and Tuesday, because he's probably not real pleased about some of the things that happened in this game. So I'd say they're going to have 2 hard days of practice, and then as they get to the end of it, they're going to lighten up, start getting ready for Pigeon Forge. Hey, the guy's got 270 wins. I think he knows how to
do something
how to do it right. And these guys, it's a great rivalry for us. It's on the other side of the tunnel, down below the tunnel, and like you said, a lot of these guys know those guys. And then, in the added drama of a longtime assistant coach taking the job down there and being Coach Hammonds' son, I mean, you couldn't write that script in Hollywood.
4th and 3, Chucky Doak's going to punt it away. GP doesn't have anybody deep here. And it's going to roll dead at the 44-yard line. Better down it right there for